this is an update, breaking news. This is breaking news that I have like barely any information on, just like you and your last breaking news story with the 3 men in Kansas City. This one is very similar. I don't know what's going on here, but it's strange. So here, I'll go to the press release. So on Friday, January 12th of this year, 2024, at 2:30, deputies in with Mesa. I can't say it like that. Mesa County Sheriff's Office were called to a home in the 29,000th block of Pinion Avenue regarding a suspicious incident. Persons at the address cleaning out the recently sold property discovered possible human remains inside the residence, and they're currently investigating it. There's no other information available. Investigators believe this is an isolated incident, and there's no ongoing threat to the community. Well, what was found in their deep freezer of the new home these people just bought was a human head and hands.
Oh my gosh.
So apparently they were, they basically like posted something online and were like, we just bought a new house. There's a bunch of junk in here. Come get it for free. And they had people over. Somebody was looking in the freezer, and apparently this deep freezer had a bunch of animal meat, and they were like lifting it up. And then all of a sudden there's a human head and hands.
Gosh, dude. Putting myself in that situation, I would have left the house and then called 911.
Well, it makes you wonder, is all that other meat even animal meat?
Oh.
Or is it just cut up to look like, because you can't, how much could you tell the difference if you didn't, you know what I mean?
If you've cut it up, probably couldn't.
If you've cut it up and processed it, likely it's going to look like animal meat.
Maybe, I don't know.
Except for hands and a head. They wouldn't.
Yeah, that is very strange, and I hope they find out what's going on here, because who knows, if it's in a deep freezer, how long could it have been in there? Like,
right? And they just bought this home, and to find that in your freezer, oh my gosh, I just bought an old serial killer's house.
I almost wish I didn't know that. Now, any house I buy from here on out, I'm going to be walking around it looking in all their freezers. Well,
it always makes you wonder, like, is there anything buried under my house? Is there anything hidden in the house, the walls of my house? Like, I know this one story in a little town I used to live in the South, where this couple moved into a house and they accidentally broke a hole in the wall moving, and there was stacks of money in the wall. And then they started pulling away the drywall. They found like $1 million or more in the walls of old money, like super old money. So it turned out to be more insane. It was like one of those people that lived in the Great Depression, like an older person that just kept all their money tucked in their wall.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it makes you wonder sometimes, like, what could I find in my house? You know? Yeah. But this is terrifying. It really makes you wonder what is going on here. And they said there's no ongoing threat to the public. Well, was this house bought in an auction or something? Is that why there was a bunch of junk in it? Because normally when you buy a house that the owner's selling and went through a realtor, they don't leave just a bunch of junk in the house.
Yeah. And going back to that statement,
well, it makes you wonder, did they buy it from some kind of auction? Was it a foreclosure? Like, what is going on? How did they get that house? Who lived there before them?
Maybe. But that comment that there's no risk to the public, especially in today's era, like, you know, there's this known thing in the selling industry right now where it's called the no trust era. And you can't power sell people anymore. Like, go up to doors and let me show you the greatest thing ever, and people are going to buy into you. Like, people don't trust people right now just because of how life has been for the last few decades or whatever. A comment like that isn't going to cut it anymore.
Nope.
I really need more information than that. You're saying there's no threat to the public. Why? At least share why, because they should be saying there's no threat to the public because this is believed to be a crime from 15 years ago, 20 years ago, from way before the old owner that is passed and gone, or you know what I mean? Like, just something enough to allow people comfort to not worry walking down the street that they're going to have their head and hands cut off.
Right.
You know?
Like, because that's my first question is, where's the past homeowner?
Yeah.
Are they alive?
Yeah.
How did how did these new homeowners get the house? So we know that they are doing an autopsy, or did. It's actually already completed on the head and the hands found in that home. And now the authorities are investigating it as a possible homicide. Of course.
That could just be a way to dump the body and not have identifying markers too. You know what I mean? Like, maybe for whatever reason they had to end somebody and they took the head and hands because that's teeth identification, fingerprints, you know what I mean? So that is strange. Some really strange updates, breaking news.
I know. Week. So there's nothing else more than that. I'm going to keep my eyes open because this is wild. Like, I'm really, really curious, you know, who this victim is. Like, it's also really sad because they're just like a Jane or a John Doe, you know? We don't know how they ended up there. We don't know who their family is out there missing them, how long they've been there. And it's, oh my gosh, I'd be so creepy and scary to the people who just bought that house. I would be really, really weirded out. So let me know what you think in the comments. I have to know what happened with this. Like, I am going to keep my eyes glued because I need to know. And when I know, I will let you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Interesting.